a lot of things got swept under the rug. You know, a lot of things. So, granted, a lot of these things are happening, but that just shows you that when people were panicking and having all these set issues, people were abusing and taking set advantage of the law. And you know, I granted, even if this thing did happen, it's good that we bring it to the forefront because that would mean that you know what's done in the dark, people try to get away with.
True.
So we need to put a light on these kind of incidences because if this has happened, what else have they done that has gone unchallenged or unchecked?
Well, what I did some research on, I think if you watched one of my videos something about a week ago, I talked about Robert Fuller, and that was the individual that was supposedly lynched in California. Now this dude is like 6'2", 6'3". These some big guys, man, and he got lynched. So I don't know. They, you know what I'm saying, they shot and killed him, then they just hung up on a tree. You know, I'm looking like, you know, this happened. This is not getting mass media news. This is just written on a few articles. And I saw people was posting this on Facebook. So I was like, okay, let me do a little bit more research on this. And it so happened to be true, man. I was like, damn, like this is like a young black man. So I'm looking like, who are these people doing these hate crimes? Because obviously we know it. We know that all white people are not racist. We know that all Mexicans, whatever race you are not racist. It's only a certain group of people. That's just like, I can't sit up here and say that because that's just like, you know, all black people are gangsters and thugs. That's not true. You know, that's only a certain percentage. So I kind of understand from that perspective, but it is a domestic terrorist that's going on in this country. I feel like we really have to address, and it's like we can't move forward in this country without addressing those issues. Now, particularly, yes, white people do get killed more than, I guess, than black people in America because the population is more of them than us. But I will say that 9 times out of 10, the system itself is not for us in a way, as far as like getting fair treatment and justice. That's the main issue that we have to focus on. And this has been going on for decades, man. And the thing is just that we're just frustrated because it seems like people that's in higher power that we pay taxes for, the Senate, the majority leaders, are turning a blind eye on this and not really addressing these issues, you know. And that's our frustration, though. So my thing is, BMT, what can we do to move forward as a country? As a country, like you say, you served this country, you was a vet, or should we just like, hey, fuck this, fuck everything else, start our own shit, like in America? Like, how can we like just secure a better future for black and brown brothers and sisters, especially black men, in your personal opinion?
So the thing about that is, I think that we do need it, but I don't think all white people are bad. I don't think that all white people are bad. I don't think that that'd be stupid to generalize everybody. But I
Mhm.
definitely want to say that what we're doing is right now we're in an era right now, young, where the powers that be of of authority and that have they've been abusing and taking said advantages of that, where
Okay.
they'll only put out said narrative. And so, as Cain told, as Cain asked God, "Am I my brother's keeper?" And
Mm-hmm.
so, what you're seeing is now, whereas due to social media and the digital age, you can get out said information and said stuff a lot more faster. Where we've known that he who has the money, he used to be able to control the voice and sway, but now it's not so much that anymore. Whereas to now that you're seeing it where people on YouTube, Facebook, people like us who have a set obligation and have a heart to, hey, we want to get out the set knowledge and information, we're
Mm-hmm.
doing that. And so that's what's kind of pissing off the powers that be is that people who it's almost like anybody can be a whistleblower, if that makes any sense. Anybody
Right.
can be a whistleblower, and a lot of people are getting pissed off. Where now they're
Right.
gonna be like, well, who you gonna believe? That nobody that don't have that nobody, or you gonna believe me? And so now the faith in the powers that be are gone because it's like we're catching you time and time and time and time again doing these things and abusing. You're supposed to be protecting, but here you are breaking a man's wrist, and you wouldn't have came out about it if nobody wouldn't have said anything. So
True.
it's
True.
like it's not like you meant. It's not like you are holding up a set standard. You aren't holding up a standard. And I mean, looking at the videotape, um, they didn't do no type of proper policing. You're supposed to. You could at least gone over there, ask the guy how you doing. I've had that happen when I went jogging, where an officer was riding by and stopped, and he didn't start. Hey, you look like a suspect, but I'm wearing a hoodie. It's early in the morning or late, and I didn't know wearing a hoodie was such a goddamn crime. But see, when you have it where certain people or certain groups say, "Yo, man, wearing a hoodie can be a life or death situation," everybody scoffed at it. Everybody laughed at it. But now we're seeing repetition of a jog, laying at home in your bed, or doggone
Mm,
just sitting outside of a store. And I mean, I've had times where I had to go to Walmart or
mhm.
the corner store and wait for Western Union. And sometimes I don't want to sit in the store. Sometimes I just want to chill
Exactly.
outside or just, talk on the phone. Or sometimes I'm just,
Exactly.
just relaxing. But does that make me an automatic suspect? No. So the fact that these things are getting called out and happening, and people are angry because now all of a sudden the quota is now being challenged. Now all of a sudden you're seeing it where law enforcement they want to resign or that they don't want to be held liable. Chiefs are walking off, but they're like, "Oh snap!" They're not coming after y'all. They're coming after me because this happened on my watch, and I didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we got to take that into some type of action where, from the leadership on down, they have been allowing this to be happening for years, and they're not going to do anything about it, but just keep allowing it to keep on happening.
Oh yeah, because we're not giving any it's no consequences. It feels like not held them in a higher standard. That's the biggest thing. Because I feel like like BMT. I like I said, I just purchased an apartment here in the city where this happened, and all that type of stuff. It kind of affects. It's going to affect me a little bit because it's just like these are the people that's supposed to serve and protect the community, but it's just that you guys can't really be organized enough to understand like, okay, is this the right suspect or not? And then on top of that too, just escalating or how the process of when to escalate or de-escalate a situation, when to utilize force. So and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's this. I know it could be racially motivated, but I'm trying to figure out: is this more like they don't know what to do in different scenarios, and they so happen to be a different skin color? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm starting to believe. Like, do they not know what to do, or because being a cop, I heard like it's very difficult. It's very hard. Like I said, it's a hard, strenuous job. Because
Right.
you, at the end of the day, you trying to get home at the end of the day from your shift. We completely understand what people are capable of doing. And the fact is, you don't want the enemy to get an upper hand on you at no cost. So, in order for you to eliminate that, you want to go out here and neutralize stress as much as possible. But it's different ways and steps that you have to do, before you make that decision. And I just feel like most of these like I said, organizations privately owned, they like, hey, if I just can, articulate myself in court or whatever, hey, I could get away with it. And I just think this is what's going on here, So as far as like, when I say local training needs to be better, I just think that for the most part, they might not know what to do or know how to handle this, or they just, I don't know, man, they prejudging us. Because when I see how they handle situations with other races of people, it's like, okay, even a mass shooter, like, they don't really they try their best not to use force on them. If they wasn't African American, I don't know, man. It's different, man. I know this has been going on for the longest time, but it's just like, how can we, like, it's 2020 and beyond, man. It's sad, bro. It really is. I mean, I just don't see it getting any better whatsoever, though. But I'm glad that this brother You know, as I read some more, he didn't die or anything, because he refused medical attention and started nursing his arm. He just said he just wanted to go. He wasn't angry. He just wanted to be let go. And then we're gonna read further into this too. I can actually show it, but shoot, let me know if you see it, BMT.
Yeah, let me back out and come right back in. The volume's low for me. Let me back and
Okay,
come right.
I got you. All right. They were afraid of the suit on Monday afternoon. Lawsuit in the jury. Okay. He'll be coming back pretty soon. Thank you, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. In terms of the pharmacy, okay. That's what I wanted to highlight here. That's that right there. Okay. I might take a quick commercial. Thank you guys. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, please. Take a quick break. All right. All right, brother. Back. Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you much better now. Much better.
Cool, brother.
I didn't want. I felt like I couldn't hear you. Like I really wanted to hear you.
Oh no, it's all good. I was looking for some music, but it's all good. It's all good, brother. I was just gonna kind of want to read this here. What kind of led them to going ahead and to respond. So according to this, they said last morning, February 8th, officers responded to a report of panhandling outside of a pharmacy. Okay, North LC Street. The lawsuit states an officer made contact with a man on the north side of the pharmacy. Okay, that's what they were reporting. After running a background and warrants check, she found that the man had an outstanding warrant. Okay, so that was their initial motive. Finding an individual had an outstanding warrant. Okay, after the man was arrested, she asked a male officer who just arrived to look on the west side of the building concerning it was an unknown male who has been asking customers for money and to determine if the pharmacy wanted a criminal. Okay, I got him. Wanted a criminal trespass warrant issued for the man arrested. So a customer told a male officer that the man was headed south of the parking lot. No description of the man was given. During the search, officers saw a man near a hotel about 100 yards away. Document state officer got in his car and he drove down the road. Okay. Yeah, I seen that. You seen the video. The officer was driving down the road. Okay, so he was looking for another suspect. So they arrested someone panhandling outside the pharmacy because of that outstanding warrant. But he was taking the initiative from the customer saying it was another gentleman out here asking people for money. Now, they still was in the wrong because they still should have talked to him, you know what I'm saying, interviewed him, see what was really going on, because people could say anything. And what so happened was, I'm glad the gentleman was calm and he stood up here and said, listen, I'm waiting for my sister. I come here all the time, patronize his business. I'm waiting for my sister for the Western Union, you know, to send me money to the Western Union. That's it, you know, and it's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we do this type of stuff all the time. Like, longest, like, I can see he's there for hours and hours, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of companies and businesses don't like that, but it still should have been a different thing, man, different way. So, as the officer approached from behind, slammed him down, and therefore he received a lot of injuries. So, what's up, Levon? So that's pretty much what the whole thing was on there. I just think they really used a lot of excessive force on the gentleman.
Well, the thing about it is this:
Misinformation.
it's proper policing.
Yeah.
Where just because somebody, and let's put it like this: we've been adults, and I'm pretty sure if anybody's dealt with children or heard something break, when you just go in there, somebody's sensible in their logical mind. What do we start doing? We start
Mm,
asking questions. We talk. We don't just go in and start swinging and choking and playing goddamn the Punisher. You ask questions. You start to use your discernment. Like they teach you this in they teach you that at the academy. Heck, I even went to criminal justice. Like
yeah.
literally, the first thing you're supposed to be doing, if any of y'all go to law school, they tell you take a report, so that way you can verify what's going on. That didn't happen. How? Because one guy was doing that, and it started off smooth because guess what the guy was doing? He was answering the question. You know, he was doing that. He was asking the questions. He was asking the questions, and he was, what I'm saying, making, saying, okay, he wasn't trying to be shifty. He wasn't trying to move away. He wasn't ignoring the officer. So he was complying.
Right.
So why take it up? Why push it up a notch if the person is complying with you? So, granted, you can't just go off of what just any old somebody says. What are we back in the 1600s where
Yeah.
somebody said, "Oh, that's a witch"? We just go with it.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
So the one guy already had his mind made up because I'm curious if it had went differently and the guy had been there. Because see, I hear from officers when I hear from officers or trained people, you know, all police officers ain't bad. So what is the mindset if you see an officer having a conversation and you've seen the video having a conversation with the guy, then why would you not want to pull your buddy off and say, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you
Oh,
doing?"
you're exactly. Be proactive. Like, bro, what the hell is you doing? Yeah, exactly. Hold your partner accountable.
So I
Hey,
mean, I kick it over to you on that one, brother.
well, no, you hit it on the head, and I was going in like that because I don't know if you've seen a video that suffered. It was a gentleman. It was a gentleman that was involved in the George Floyd situation. It was a cop. He was the bystander, so he went to Minneapolis shopping at Walmart, and he didn't think nobody was gonna recognize him because he was out on bail and everything. And so this lady, she was like recording him. She was like, "Oh, you didn't think we was gonna recognize you? This is the officer that helped kill George Floyd." I mean, she was just saying it to everyone and all that stuff. And he's just saying, he shouldn't say anything. I mean, he can't really say anything too much because he just got out of jail. So anything he say, it's going to use him against him in the court of law. So at this moment, he was just trying to ignore the lady. But it's just crazy, man. Like, now the decisions that if I'm pretty sure that officer deep down inside wish he would have done something. At least would have just say, hey, if I just would have took the initiative and would have like, hey, take my partner off this man's neck, he would have lived. Even if it might cost my job, my friendship, if I would have done something. Now my career is in jeopardy and my life is messed up because I was a bystander. And we talked about this. When you see someone getting bullied, when you see somebody getting, verbally messed up, all this type of things, and you just a bystander not doing anything about it and you witnessing it, you're part of the problem too. And these are one of the negative consequences. So you got to be your brother's keeper, man. I truly believe that because yeah, it might not affect you right now, but it will in the long run. So I only can imagine what that brother feel right now after those officers have been let out of bail. Even if he had hatred in his heart, subconsciously he probably can't sleep at night because he wish he would have done something. So
Because right,
yep,
right, and that's the thing about it. Because see, we'll always hear, "What about Chicago? Why
yep,
aren't you blacks doing this? Why aren't y'all policing that?" But I'm like, so the rebuttal now is why ain't the police policing the police? If
Mm.
you know, that's like me and you and we have a thing in the military we call a fire guard.
Mm-hmm.
We have a thing on fire guard in the service, and I'm pretty sure I'm not sure if you had your turn to do it, where you're up all night with just you and your battle buddy or your partner, and y'all pretty much have to keep watch. And if something happens, you're making sure your battle buddy or whoever they're on one accord. And so, you know, when you make so if my battle buddy's trying to go to sleep, hey, wake up, get up,
Exactly. Yep.
because if you because see the command or whoever comes, they're going to be like, hey, why don't you wake him up? Why did you get him right? That's your battle buddy. You should have squared him away.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
so because that's not happening, we know that the integrity of the law enforcement has been already been breached. Because when he was down, his partner was helping him.
Mm-hmm.
His
Mm-hmm.
partner was helping him.
Yep. Yep.
So they're like, well, damn, you could have stopped him. You know the law.
Exactly.
Again, my brother's keeper. If I'm off code, then that would have been Officer Young Link to text me and say, hey, leave it, hey, stop. What are you doing? I'm talking to him.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
either they already premeditated, and I ain't trying to say that, I'm not going off with just hypothetical. Either they already, hypothetically, already had it made up in their mind to do what they do, or they didn't have no doggone integrity to actually talk to him and actually see what's actually going on.
And you see how it affects too so many people. It affects now it's going to affect the police department. It's going to affect the city, because if Mr. Smith, who was the victim of this, if this young man, 46-year-old man, wins his case, that's a big chunk of money going to him. That's going to take out of the city. Now you affecting the people who actually may live in that city. You affecting like the mayor, that's exhausting. You know what I'm saying? The money here, the GDP of the state. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that that may be going on right now, all because you decide to be a bystander and you decide not to understand your laws and how to de-escalate situations. So not only does it affect you, it affects everyone around you. And you see that was a prime example with George Floyd and everything else. So I think this is like a message that God is saying to us. Like, I'm not saying be friends with everybody. You can't be a police to every single one of individual. You can't like sit up here and monitor every single body's actions. No, but I'm just saying, if you in either situation, if you can be a change, be the change. Be the change, BMT. That's all I ask. That's all we have to do. Be different. Do what's right. Stand up for the judge. And now I believe all this stuff that's going on is showing us, I think God is really showing us that righteousness is the only way. Destructiveness, wickedness is duty to the unrighteous, you know. So don't give in to that. Don't be afraid to stand up for what is right, even if it may cost you your life.
The thing about it, brother, is it was like I said, we're now in this. This is why you're starting to see the shift and power. Whereas to this is now why you're starting to see the shift in power as to uh certain groups are now starting to rise up the way they are.
Yeah.
Uh and don't get me wrong, because you know how I feel about taking out the statues. And one power will answer to another. And so here we are,
Yeah.
because we're not we're too afraid to call out said issues. It's gonna get a lot worse.
Mm-hmm. I
It's
agree.
it's, it's just is.
I agree.
I don't want it to, but we just see it for where it's going. And this could all be prevented had some people just had this set integrity to do what's right.
Yep. Exactly, man. Exactly. Because it goes a long way. Like I said, man. Yeah, that's all it is, man. So this is the only way. I think it's like the plan. It's like till people be, just doing what's right, be held accountable for the actions, all this stuff's gonna continue to happen, man. So but I'm glad the brother's still alive, man. As black men like me and you talking and other black brothers, I want us to continuously to do this because this is what we need, man. Like brother just DeAndre Gray and Ji and Datu. Even though we don't agree with everything when it comes to politics, but we still and we have it's an age difference, but we still are a black man in America, and I feel like all the knowledge and wisdom that you guys have is to be able to share it to the youth, and I feel like that's what that's what the black manosphere should be focusing on a lot more. And I see you doing it and the people that you associate yourself with it. So I feel like, this is part of the solution, us talking, discussing, and I've been talking to brothers too, some of my life experiences and everything. So just being an encourager at the end of the day, man. That's all that matters. So, do you got anything else, BMT?
No, man, it just like I said, we see these things happening,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying. Like I don't got no hate or malice in my heart on, but I also know that man, if we don't start saying stuff, you
Mm-hmm.
know, if we don't start saying some stuff, it's going to pick up.
Yes.
It's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. And
Right.
a lot of us don't want that. We don't.
Mm-hmm.
But we see it coming, and we can try to be more preventive. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? I hear the talking points. Y'all must want the community to burn. Y'all must want people to suffer. Nobody
Mhm.
don't want that shit, but we want people to be
Right.
accountable for said actions.
Exactly.
We want that, and that's not unfair to ask for. It's
Yep.
not.
Yep.
That's all I gotta say, brother.
All right, brothers. Well, yeah, I got class in 6 minutes, so someone go ahead and make this real quick video. Are you going to be on live again later on, BMT?
I don't know, but I kind of did like a 3 hour video, and man, that wore me out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we just started talking about Marcus Houston, uh, Chris Stokely, and Mia. That was a
Okay.
pretty hot video. That was a pretty hot video. I'm not sure if anybody got to see it, but
Okay.
please go ahead and check it out. You will enjoy it. It laid out a lot of stuff. There's gonna be a part 2 to that. I can promise you. Why? And I'm gonna go over the male side of why a lot of men are fine with getting younger chicks, or why we in our community are fine with getting younger adolescents under our wing.
Hmm. Okay. Wow. That might be tonight.
That might be tonight. That might be tonight. But like I said, um, I'm going to see how it's going to go. I know I got to go cook dinner and trying to rest up and go too hard. I'm still recovering from a surgery, but they trying to get me to go hard in the paint.
Yeah, man. I've been trying to manage my time. It'd be a lot going on because I was just moving stuff. I just came back from my apartment, so I've been moving back to my dorm and stuff like that. Doing a little bit of making sure the lights was on, turn the water on. Just
Right.
a little stuff like that. Now I gotta get a washer and dryer. Get some little bit of furniture. So a little bit at a time. Everything's good though. So
Secret to building up a place, thrift
mm,
store. Go to a thrift store.
okay. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
But
That's
but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go get to your schoolwork. Always contact me, brother.
all right.
Always,
No problem, man.
not a problem, fam.
All right, brother.
All right.
Yep. All right, everyone. You got to like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy everyone's New Year. And no.